right now what I have, I've got us recording, and I have up on the screen, we've got Right Fix LLC.
Mhm.
So tell me a little bit about the business. I get it, but I want to hear it from you. What exactly is the business do?
Sure, we're a small project home improvement business. So we do anything from punch lists to
Mhm.
full kitchen, bath, basement remodels. It
Okay.
started out as truly small business, someone needing their kitchen faucet replaced, and it's grown to now this full kitchen, bathroom, basement remodel.
Wow.
Um,
Okay.
15 years in the business. The last recession
Congratulations.
actually started it. So that's where we are.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's very cool. So in the meantime too, you were working and now you're working with Ron as a team, right? Is that what you find yourself in the
Yes.
pandemic?
Yep. So 9 weeks ago, I was laid off from corporate America. And to keep me,
Congratulations again.
I am not an entrepreneur, mind you. But because my husband is not super social savvy, he thinks he can tweet like a wild man, but he doesn't do about his business. I decided to resurrect his Facebook page. And then through one of your sessions, I learned about Google My Business. I never knew how you got on Google. So I learned through you. So big
Cool.
lesson, epiphany number one.
Love it.
So yeah, so really sort of moved that. And during that same time that I learned about Google My Business, we moved his website to a new server. My daughter did that for us.
Very
Um,
cool.
so it was just kind of moving what we already had to new pages without any sort of massive change except for some copy change. So it has not gone through the review that I'm looking forward
That's
to.
fine.
Uh,
Well, actually, today we'll do some review and we'll look at some different areas where you can improve it. It's built on Squarespace. We actually build on Squarespace a lot, so I have some good insights for you already.
Awesome. So that's the part we're looking for too. Keep
Cool.
in mind our persona, which I did after your session, again, big old epiphany, is mostly women over the age of 50-ish,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
suburban woman, that sort of thing. So very rarely, it's like 99% women he gets who contact him. So the site should have that friendly, I'm going to call it the female touch to it,
Sure.
where they can
Sure.
see projects, that sort of thing. So that's what we're looking for. And I also want to add a blog tab to it. So a section where I
Cool.
can get him to write once a month. That's what we're hoping to do. And
Very
then
cool.
my daughter and I will take over the writing for him, but we need to get his voice first.
Okay. So actually, I'm really glad. So you went to the event, you learned about getting found on Google My Business, and then you joined the community. You did the buyer persona. What do you think of the buyer persona? Was the quiz helpful for you?
It was helpful, but there's a lot that I can't surmise about.
Of
I
course.
found difficult surmising, and I thought there may be some, if it were, for instance, maybe it could be by business.
Sure.
So, I'm home improvement. So the business clientele is a little different. It is your true suburban mom. I could surmise she shops at Trader Joe's or whatever, but it was, it was at least helpful because as I was going through it, I'm like, yeah, this makes sense. Nah, this doesn't fit in. So that's okay. So again,
Yep.
very helpful.
Awesome.
Uh, and I did say, okay, I could potentially build another one, especially as this pandemic goes. I think we can expand into a new place, new home buyers. That persona is a little different, but right now I can tell you that
I'll,
persona was right
so
on.
so first off, the way that we designed that quiz, it's supposed to be overwhelming because I don't
Okay.
want you to be complacent because I could have you just say, what's the name? Where do they live? Like that's boring. You can go Google that. What I wanted to do is challenge you so that you start thinking outside of the box. So you even just said it. You're like, it's a 55-year-old plus woman who might shop at Trader Joe's, but she also is a homebody now. She's staying at home. She's nesting. She's more in a nesting kind of environment. She sees that her bathroom needs an update or something like that. Funny enough, another persona would be someone just like me or my wife in our 30s, because we just bought a house in New Hampshire. We moved up here 7 weeks ago, and a bigger house. And there's also a lot that comes with it, as I was telling you before we started recording. So I actually have a handyman who's here. I'm helping him grow his business in Southern New Hampshire, but he's
Oh, good.
upstairs installing stuff for us. And I'm that kind of guy where the young professional who I would love to get my hands dirty, but I got to work. I've got to help businesses like you. I've got to record webinars. I got to do all these other things. That's where I bring someone in who knows what he's doing and can do it much faster.
Right.
So there's another potential persona for you. But I like where your head's at. I'm glad you did that. And you're right. You want to make the website, if you're playing to that persona, you want to make it inviting and welcoming and warm. You want someone that the feminine touch does make sense. You want someone that's going to be able to come in, and a mom or a grandmother would be able to come in and navigate it easily.
Mm-hmm.
We want to make sure it's big buttons so that she can see what she's doing. She knows where she's going, doesn't get lost, because any amount of confusion in that demographic, that age group, they just close it.
Right.
And then
Exactly.
they'll call a friend or a sibling or a cousin or someone in the family and say, can you just refer someone to me? Cause I don't know. Right. So we want to do
Oh,
that. Great.
exactly.
Yep. So good. You're right on there. Give me an idea where exactly. I typed in Chicago, Illinois, but where are you located? What town?
So we're Mundelein.
How do you spell
So,
Mundelein? There it is.
and yeah.
Okay. There we go. Right Fix LLC. Perfect. So why don't we start here, since you attended the webinar? Let's take a look at your Google My Business a little bit. Do you mind?
Great. No, go
Okay.
ahead.
So first off, I notice you guys are using LLC everywhere. You can use that. You don't have to.
Okay.
So I'll give you a great example. Guy upstairs, Tom, he was just kind of doing his own thing. He created a page on Facebook called Odd Jobs, which makes total sense. I found him because I put out a post on a Facebook group and said, does anyone like putting together furniture? And he was the only one that responded saying, I don't just like it, I do it for a job. I work for handy.com and that's what I do for a living. So we started talking, and all of a sudden he's at my house. He's telling me about Odd Jobs. And I said, okay, Odd Jobs is great, but what about adding the term handyman services after it? Because people are looking for that. So you're actually getting into some of the search engine, right? So Right Fix is fine. If you want to use LLC, that's okay. In the presentations that I give, I tell people you don't have to use LLC, even though it's your corporate structure and it's your corporation, the way that your basically your business license is with a state, doesn't mean you have to use it. You could be Right Fix Handyman Services. You could be Right Fix Home Improvement, whatever you want to be. So the LLC is different than the brand that you use. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
No, it makes sense. So can I remove it even though I've
Yeah,
already started it?
yeah,
Okay. Okay.
definitely. So what we would want to do here is we have a couple things. If we're looking, you're on BBB, awesome. You've got the website, Right Fix LLC. We'll talk about that. But then as we go down, we also see Right Fix LLC in these other places.
That's me.
So that's you. Find G
Mm-hmm.
local, that's you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what we would want to do is go back and make sure that it's a consistent name throughout. My suggestion is either use handyman services or home improvement,
Okay.
because people are looking for one or both of those. Okay. So
Got it.
that right there is going to help you show up, especially if someone's in the Mundelein area looking for home improvement or handyman services. Right Fix makes sense. It's a great name. It's a good play on words, but they wouldn't be searching for that. Right.
No, they wouldn't.
So there's number one. You want to make sure you're consistent. And when we're talking about consistency, there's three things. There are like three tenets to local SEO, to making sure that Google is giving you the credence you deserve.
Okay.
So the first one is name. So we want, again, consistent name. Second one is address. So I know you guys are working from home, right?
Mm-hmm.
So your home address may show up in certain places, it may not. What you're really going to be is a service-based business saying that you provide services in Mundelein and the surrounding area, right?
Yeah. So I removed it from Google after our last video
Sure.
call that we had. I
Mm-hmm.
removed it off the Google one. It does come up in other
It comes up here and
places.
there. Yep.
Yeah.
There are tools. I'll send you a link to a tool that we use. It's basically this thing called Power Listings, where what you do is you build a profile. So the really cool thing, we build a profile. So now your name is Right Fix Handyman Services. Great. That's the name. It's like a Bible that we're building, a brand Bible. So there's your
Got
name,
it.
your address. Nope, we're not going to show the address. So we tell everyone all over the internet, not going to show it. We're just going to be a service-based business. When you're service-based, that's where you can tell Google and every other listing site, we provide services in Mundelein, in wherever else, Chicago, I don't know the area. So the Chicagoland area, wherever you guys are, we provide services here in a certain radius. That way you're telling Google and all of the other sites where people might be searching that, hey, Right Fix comes to you. We're in that area. The third thing is your phone number. So we've got your phone number, 708-567-7888. And
Mm-hmm.
that's the only phone number, right?
Correct.
Awesome. So as long as that's consistent, name, address, phone number, it's called nap info, like taking a nap. So as long as your nap info is consistent, you're helping build credence within the Google universe, right?
Got it. Yep.
The profile that we build too, just to give you an idea, because there are other aspects of it, it can tie to your social media sites. So your Facebook, and if you're on LinkedIn or Twitter, Instagram, or any of those, you can show videos. We'll talk about videos and the power of video because you said something that stuck with me. And then you can link back to certain things. You can have a call to action like, hey, set up your free home consultation or your home visit, your socially distanced home visit, whatever it is. And then they would be brought to a contact form. So now what you're doing is you're putting everything out there consistently so that imagine that it's Ron, right? Imagine Ron is standing on every corner of the street wearing his Right Fix shirt. He's happy, he's proud, he's got his wrench, he's got his tool belt, got his, whatever, his hammer in his hand, and everybody's seeing the same Ron everywhere. It's like going to Disney World and seeing the same Mickey Mouse everywhere, right? If it's inconsistent.
Have you met my husband? You just
I
described
haven't.
him. He wears a Right Fix shirt. He has a tool belt. You call him Batman. And he has a hammer hanging from his belt every day. Do you frighten me? You just described my husband.
There you go. It's because I've been looking at a lot of handyman logos lately. So that's why, because I'm helping Tom upstairs. So there you go. So Batman, Ron, whatever. It's the same thing. We want consistency. One, from a technical standpoint, so that Google is seeing the same information, but two, from a consumer standpoint. Like think about the 55-year-old plus woman. If she's searching online, if she saw different pictures or a different logo or a different description, right away it causes confusion. So in marketing, there's this tool of disrupt, right? This idea that you can disrupt people. That's what they do in technology all the time. This is the iPhone 11 Pro, whatever it is, Max, whatever, Super. But the 12 just came out. It's a disrupt. Now all of a sudden, this isn't good enough. I have to have the 12. But when it's coming to consumer brands, when it's coming to a business to consumer type of relationship like you have, disrupts don't work. Instead, what we want to do is have consistency so that they know when, let's name her Maggie, your 55-year-old plus woman, when Maggie is looking for a handyman and she sees Ron dressed up in his shirt, all nice, she knows it's consistent. When she goes to the site, she sees him all dressed up nice. She might see a video of him. Wow, she's getting to know him, to like him, and to trust him enough to let him in her door. Make sense?
It totally makes sense. And that's so my husband.
Awesome. Great. So, and I'm recording this so that Ron can watch it too if he wants to. So let's keep looking at Google My Business. We've got some photos. Awesome. So this is a bench that he built.
He does custom furniture too.
That's an awesome, beautiful bench. He installed this.
Yep.
Okay.
That was, I think, our most viewed photo was the window in that. It happens to be in our master bath, but in our master.
Wow. So this was the before and this is the after. That's awesome. Now
I had no windows in my bathroom. So that's my view.
That is
none
beautiful.
of my, isn't it amazing? It totally changed the bathroom.
So a couple of things here. One, of course you have a before and after. Use a program like Canva. Have you used Canva before?
Oh yeah. Use it all the time.
Use Canva. I want you to put up this photo first.
Okay.
And then your after, and have before and after master bath window installation. Okay. Tell them what it is.
Okay.
Yep. Tell them what it is and show the before and after. People, like, I can discern that because I see the same faucet and everything in the hardware. A lot of people would be like, oh, he built a wall. Oh, wow, that looks like a similar tub and there's a window there. So you've got to spell it out for them. But great photos. Okay, so on this one, what are we looking at?
So their TV was on their counter, and then the next photo you'll see he turned it out, flipped it out somewhere there.
This one. Got it.
That one. So he removed it and put it up on a flipping stand, so it wasn't on their counter anymore.
And they didn't have all those wires. So again, Canva before, after. Big difference, right? Because the other thing is Google My Business Photos is a little wacky. You'll put photos up. You might have put a photo up 2 years ago, and it might still show up at the top. Whereas when you're adding photos, sometimes the new photos add up. Don't know why. I couldn't tell you. It's just how it is. I think it's based on like how many people are looking at the photo, if people are liking it, things like that. So what you want to do is if Maggie's coming in or if a Brian's coming in and looking at these, we want to spell it, make it easy. Because when they're looking at Google My Business, remember how I talked about the term micro moment? They're making a
Yes.
split second decision. They don't know Ron from anybody else, from Adam. But if they see something really quick and they can say, wow, okay, my TV looks like that. I have all this crap on my counter and all these wires. It looks gross. And now I can do that. I'm calling Ron. So you have to tell the story, be a visual storyteller.
Got it.
Okay. But these are great. What is this like a bath, a hot tub?
We built a dog bath outside.
That's so cool. Now, and with things like this, so what I'll challenge you to do, either take a video of him doing it or have him take a video and explain what he's doing. Not every step, but take a video and say, hey, here's what we're doing. Here's why we want to do it. You could even have like, okay, we're building the steps out. Hey, we built the platform. Hey, we put the bath in, so that you have all those things and it tells a story again. People
So you could do video on Google.
You can put a video. So up here, what we're looking at is the business album. So the business album is going to show all your photos that you upload. It also allows you to put up videos up to a minute long.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So he could even go outside today, stand next to this and be like, hey guys, I want to explain why we did this, why people would want to use it, and how easy it is that I could build one for you too. So you play around, you test the different videos, but one of the things is, as you said, like some of these are, this one is one of your most looked at, which means you're looking at your metrics, which I love. So now test out and see, okay, are the before and afters working? Is a quick video of Batman working? Whatever it is, let's see what's working so that we put more of it to get people to like Ron and want him
Okay, great.
Doors. Okay, so you get that. Keep adding photos. My rule of thumb here, you already have some good ones. Try to add 3 to 5 photos a month.
Okay. Yeah, I have once a week. So on my Monday is my Google My Business Day, which you told me that not to do too much or you get sucked in.
Yep.
Okay.
And we're going to be coming out with an ebook soon. And I'll also be having checklists coming out so that you actually have a checklist of what to do on Google My Business. So you just go down. It's like a pre-fight checklist.
Yeah, I emailed you and someone responded and said, yes, you're going to have a checklist. I'm like, good, because I do great with checklists.
Yep.
Okay, awesome.
So the other things we've got, so just to understand too, for people that are watching, the reason why I'm harping on photos and videos, why you want to add to the business album, Google My Business has something called signals. So when we're talking about signals, we're talking about this idea that you are signaling to Google and Google My Business that your business is running, you're alive, you're well, you're active, and you continue to put out products and services. One of the signals is photos. So my rule of thumb for you guys is if there's a feature on Google My Business, use it. There's a reason why it exists. So you're doing a great job, Audrey, with the photos. Keep it up and now start doing videos as well to see if you can get people clicking play and interacting with the videos.
Got it.
And another thing you're going to see, and I actually just made a video, we're going to be putting it out. There's basically 9 different ways that you can use Google My Business to beat out your competition. It's based on stats, and it's amazing how few people are using some of these features. So you're already doing the photos, which is great. Questions and answers, you see right here?
Okay.
So questions and answers is something funny. It only actually shows up when you search for the business and find this Google My Business profile.
Really?
So yeah, you can't access it in your dashboard. And sometimes you'll get a notification if someone asked a question, but most of the time you won't. So part of your checklist when you go on Google My Business is to actually find the profile here on the screen and look in your questions and answers section.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask one right now. What communities do you service? So there's a question. So now it's going to be reviewed really quick, and then just to make sure that it's not, profane or explicit or anything. And then pretty soon, let's see how fast if it actually does it. Now we have a new question. And you see it's a question from me. Now you as the business owner or the owner of the Google My Business profile can come in and you can answer this question. You as the business owner can also ask your own questions. So if you have frequently asked questions like, what is the process to schedule? Do you guys provide a free consultation? You know, are you practicing social distancing and, you know, all the stuff for COVID preparation and guidelines? All of those questions, Audrey, go in, ask the questions, and then answer them yourself. Now, what happens is if someone comes in and they click on like, there's a little bit of a social aspect here. If you get 3 likes or 3 upvotes on a question, it becomes trending. So it comes to the top. So if you guys, let's say you're going to run a special for the holidays, you know, or like maybe Ron is going to install Christmas lights or something like that, then you could say, hey, you know, what types of specials do you have for the holidays? Or do you have anything for Christmas lights, installing Christmas lights? You answer that. And then if you and Ron and a few other people go and upvote it, now you're playing with a system. You're getting that question to show up first.
Got it. Cool.
Right? Questions and answers, also another signal. Very, very odd. And I don't know why. I can't speak on behalf of Google or Grow with Google why. But for some reason, it's an aspect of your profile that just lives on your profile itself instead of the dashboard. But pay attention to it for sure.
Got it. Okay.
What you want to shoot for, try to ask and answer like 10 questions. That would be good. Okay. We've got your reviews. So right now, one thing that we're noticing is you don't have a lot of reviews on here or any. So we need, I know you just started. I know you just started. That's fine. So this is where I get excited. So I gotta shift. So on Facebook, you have 2 votes. That's great, right? Votes are recommendations now. It's like someone gives you a thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever. You need those because people are searching on Facebook. But most people are coming here. They're looking for home improvement near me or remodeling service or handyman near me. We've got to have those reviews. So what you want to do is go back to old clients. You guys have been around 15 years. I'm sure there are people that you go back to again and again. Send them an email or send them a text message and ask them if they can find you guys online and leave you a review, especially on Google. What you're going to shoot for is at least 5 reviews so that your star rating starts showing up. You want to be growing your reviews every month. This is another signal. So I actually, when I was recording the video yesterday, I had a great analogy for it. So when you're putting reviews onto Google My Business, when you're collecting reviews, it's like hooking yourself up to an IV, right? And so if you've ever watched a show or if you've ever been on an IV yourself, you know that the nurses don't just come and squish the bag and shoot all of the fluid into you. It's a drip. So the review should be the same thing. It's actually dripping reviews into your business profile. So, you know, at first, maybe you build a foundation where you have 5 or 10. You should be getting a few every month, if not more, depending on how many jobs Ron has. Ron should be asking every single person, hey, can you leave me a review on Google or on Facebook or any one of these sites so that it will help me grow my business and get the word out?
Yeah, I'm doing 1 Facebook post a week on that one too. And then I just added it to his email signature.
Awesome.
So we are working on that one. So he does need to do that. That is one that we have talked about, but the way he set it up on his email, it was pretty ugly. So I'm like, we'll go back and fix that. You know, he just put the link.
There's, I'll tell you, I'm actually looking at redoing my email signature right now. If you go to Fiverr, have you ever heard of Fiverr? Okay, I'm going to open it up for you. This is a little goodie for everyone. So if you go to fiverr.com, it's Fiverr. So 5 with 2 R's after it. And you look for email signature. They actually have these clickable email signatures. People will design them. Now, this is a marketplace. This is the one that I'm actually going to be looking at, RS Themes. I heard he does a great job. But they will actually build out an email signature for you with the logo or Ron's photo. I would prefer a photo so I know the guy who's coming to my door, right? And then your social links, the name, the phone number, the website, and even a call to action to leave a review.
This is so brilliant. This is so brilliant. This is the non-business person, you know what I mean? Or a social person.
So I've been forever looking for something, and I've designed my own email signatures. They're always ugly. They never look right. And for me, I'm a perfectionist. This looks like this person can actually design some really nice looking email signatures. You start at $5, it goes up to $15. It doesn't break the bank, and it's going to look real good in the inbox.
Oh, this is an awesome idea. I could put this on my own Gmail because I'm looking for work, and it's not a thing of beauty at the moment. So I like it.
You could do, if you wanted to, have a photo like this, like you're looking, and then have it be like actively looking for work in your signature.
That's great.
There you go. Or binoculars. So check that out. This guy's name is RS Themes,
Okay.
RS Themes, and it's on Fiverr. But all you do is search for email signature and you'll find it.
That's brilliant.
There you go. Now, let's just go down the rest of the Google My Business profile. We're a locally owned boutique home improvement business. We specialize in small to medium projects. We respect and value your business and your opinions, offering the ideal combination of responsive service, fair pricing, and quality. That's all good, right? It's very well-written description. What services do you offer though? Like what things can you do, right? So you have 750 characters. This is probably what, maybe 300 or so, 350 to 400. You have a few hundred more characters where you can either say, these are the communities we service, or we specialize in, window installation, plumbing, whatever it is. So put in a few more things. This description, even though you're feeding it right into Google My Business, it's not helping you with search. It's not an SEO mechanism. It's more so I'm finding you because you show up when I look for a handyman. I want to learn a little bit more. I've got to do my due diligence before I contact you and let you in my house, especially now. I've got to know that that one, you're going to work in my community so I don't waste my time calling you. And two, maybe I have an idea of what services you offer.
Got it.
Okay. So definitely you want to get that. The other thing that I'll say, I can't get into your profile. You may have the attribute or the option of, there are certain attributes. Have you seen when you go into Google My Business, the attributes?
Yes.
So some of them might be like, we wear masks upon entering or things like that. No matter how you feel about the subject, there are still consumers and there are people like, for me personally, I want people to wear masks when they come in my house. That's just me. That's my prerogative.
I added that in there because there was a COVID section in the attributes. And so I added that in there. So they know that he doesn't even bring in subcontractors anymore. So I wanted people to understand that no subcontractors, does the work himself, mandatory masks. And he's just very clean and simple.
Put that in the description. Okay. We follow COVID-19 guidelines. It's only us that work, no subcontractors, and we keep you safe.
Okay.
Somebody like a Maggie who's 55 plus wants to read that and feel that. Another way to do that is to make a video of that, of Ron explaining it. He could be wearing a mask for dramatic effect or not, but he can say, listen, at Right Fix, we take your safety and seriously. So when I come, it's no subcontractors. It's me, myself. I have this many years of experience. You can rewatch this so that you get the wording. I have this many years of experience. I wear a mask. I'm, if you wear booties, I don't know, I wear gloves, whatever it is, I'll make you feel safe. I'll follow COVID-19 guidelines so that I can make you, feel comfortable in your living environment and also feel safe.
Got it. Perfect.
Okay. Now you've got a post you did 2 days ago. Love it. Reason for posts, another signal. The more posts you do, the more you're signaling that you're taking Google My Business seriously. The posts have a higher weight or a higher kind of magnitude when it comes to signaling. So you want to continue posting. You said you're doing it twice a week usually?
So I'm doing photos. And that was the one I know. Is the photos different than posts?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So photos are a business album. It's like your family album where you're putting everything in. They live there in perpetuity. Posts live for 7 days. And then you usually get an email from Google saying, hey, your post is about to expire. Time to put up a new one. With your post, what you do is you have the ability to add a photo or image. So you want to use either a photo or image every time. You have the ability to write in text. I think you have 1,500 characters or so. You want to write in text. So you want to talk about what you're doing, where, we buried some pipe here or whatever. We installed these bookshelves. We redid this cabinet, whatever it is. See right here how you're doing it now more than ever, creative office spaces. So we're helping you work from home. Take a little creative liberty, write out a few sentences to describe what people are looking at so that they have a written cue. The other thing that I'm seeing down here, you use the button Learn More. Every single post link somewhere. This post goes to the homepage. That's okay. That's fine. But what if I had a call to action and I was telling them on this one, hey, schedule your consultation. It should go to your contact page for your, whatever it is, your contact form.
Okay.
You might drive them to social media. Follow us for great home maintenance tips and whatever else on Instagram or on Facebook or wherever you're doing. So you're doing great. You're using the posts. Keep using them. Post at least once a week, if not twice a week. Okay. And so that's good. You got a good idea for Google My Business. I know you had some questions about the website. I want to get to that. One thing that I've mentioned a couple times, but I want to emphasize is the idea of video. So do you think he'd feel comfortable on video?
Oh, if you've met he used to be a salesman. Does that help you?
Okay,
he'll talk
great.
your ear off. So yeah, he's great at video. Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
Get a couple of shots of whiskey in him, put him on camera, and get him talking about why he's passionate about what he does, whatever else. Get him like going and happy about what he's doing. You can always clip it. You can always edit it. But what you want to do is try to record short 30-second to a minute videos explaining something that he's doing, right? So like we already talked about, COVID guidelines is a big one. Here are the services that I offer. Like, hey, I installed a window. Let me show you the window. I'm going to take you into the bathroom. Let me show you the window that we just installed because we had no view in our bathroom. Now, when I or my wife takes a bath, we have this beautiful view. We feel serene. Do you have something like that you need done? Contact me. So it's a little call to action at the end. So get him doing videos. These videos not only can go up on Google My Business, which I recommend, they can go up on social media. You could post them on the website as well. When you do the blog, you mentioned something. So you mentioned that you and your daughter would probably write out the first or second blog post, and then you want him, or you're going to have him write the first blog post, and then you're going to take over. Instead, have Ron record a video. It could be 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. There are apps or pieces of software platforms you can use where you can upload the video. It transcribes it.
Yes, I know that because I used to do Facebook posting all the time. So
there you go.
Absolutely.
There you go. So whether it's Rev or Temi or any of those, there's different transcription services. I just bought one called Happy Scribe that I'm really happy with. Let's see if it's still available. I use a site called AppSumo. And let's see. I don't know why I can't search. Oh, here we go. It's called Happy Scribe. It's sold out, of course. Happy Scribe's great. I got a lifetime deal. Sometimes they might still have those, but any site, upload it. It transcribes it for you. You can download it as a text document or a Word doc, and then turn that into a blog post. That way you don't have to work from scratch. You're working off what Ron says.
That's
so
awesome.
Here's, you ready for the real trick? So have him record the video, transcribe the video, turn it into a blog post. You or your daughter do that. Then when you post the blog post, pop the video back in. Now,
brilliant.
People can read or they can watch the video. You're getting use out of the video. Then what you can do, let's take it as, oh wait, there's more. Then you take that blog post and that video, you start making small social posts. So take a little snippet from the blog post, make a social post, upload the video. So what you're going to do is host that video on YouTube. You're going to have a link back to YouTube for them to watch that video. So now you're getting a lot of play out of that video with different social posts.
Brilliant. Yeah, I always call blogging, when you take it into pieces, break it into chunks. I always say you can chunk it out and make it last forever. So absolutely chunk it out.
There you go. So let's look at the website. Now, is this the logo or is this just an icon you chose?
That's his logo.
That's the logo. Okay. So first thing that I would do, honestly, if you could, is try to have the logo with the business name next to it.
Okay.
Because what we're doing right here is we are using it as an H1 tag, which works. An H1 is the big title tag for the site, and it does have the words home improvement in it. But I'd like to see it right up here, Right Fix Home Improvement, so that if people click on any of it, they're brought back to the site. There's a lot of white space here too. Now, I know your daughter built this, and with Squarespace, it can be you have to kind of fiddle with it sometimes to break down that spacing. But we have, if you see, I'm on the site, I'm on a huge screen, and I still, in order to do anything, I have to scroll down. And then because we have these spaces in between, now it takes me 3 scrolls to get to learn more.
Okay.
So the Maggies of the world and the Bryans, the Maggies of the world want to know what to do right away. The Bryans of the world don't have time and are impatient. They want to know what to do right away. So I don't want to scroll 3 times, right?
Okay.
So let's try to work. This is called padding, the white spaces. Try to reduce the padding, reduce the white spaces.
Got it.
Now we've got a photo of the van. That's great. I want a photo of him. I want a
Okay.
photo of him next to the van. I want to see the guy that's coming to my door. We literally just got woken up this morning at like 7:45 by someone in a clip with a clipboard. And he said, "Hey, I'm here for your insurance company to take photos." I said, "No, not today." And I just said goodbye. If I'm going to see someone, especially like I have the Ring doorbell, if I see someone at my door, I'd be like, "Oh wait, I saw him on the web. I know who it is, honey." Or if my wife and I'm downstairs and my wife's like, "There's someone at the door." I'm like, "No, no, okay, let me look. It's Ron. Don't worry, you can let him in."
Okay.
Right? So we want Ron to be the face. We want people to see Ron again and again. So right there, I should be seeing Ron smiling next to the van. I love how you're pushing the BBB accreditation. That's wonderful. We work with BBB quite a bit. I host a lot of events with them, and I think that's a great way to establish trust. What I would also you can talk to your BBB account rep and ask them how you can install a BBB site seal on your site so that as you're scrolling right down here in the bottom corner, it has BBB.
Okay.
So it's following the Maggies of the world who are saying, "Oh, I should look if they're BBB certified." They can click right there.
Got it.
So the other thing we want to do, I told you 3 scrolls to get somewhere. With the website, we also want to make sure that like if we're showing an image like this, people can click on it. So that's
Oh,
where, because people, don't forget, like we have phones now. I have Instagram come up and I double click something and I like it, or I click on something on Facebook, it brings me to another page. We're trained to click on images now. We know that an image will bring us somewhere. We're visually drawn to the images. So what I'd want is Ron to be next to the van. And then what I want you to do is put it into Canva and have a button saying schedule your consultation now, or schedule your visit, or schedule your whatever estimate now. And that links to your contact page.
okay.
Make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So we've got about us, we're locally owned. Basically what you put in the Google My Business, that's great. I do think that right now with the climate that we're in and where we're seeing more spikes of the virus, people are getting more worried and panicked about it. I would be a little bit more deliberate with, hey, it's only me. I'm coming in. I'm doing the COVID thing, wearing the gloves, wearing the mask. I respect your home. If people don't want it, fine. But that's going to help you qualify better for someone that is looking for a service person to come in. As a story, I live in New Hampshire. It's live free or die here. It totally isn't. I live in the boondocks of New Hampshire, like 9,000 people. I have to drive 30 minutes to get to a grocery store. But when people come into my house, I've had actually an electrician that came in that had their nose out. And again, not political, but for me, I want your nose in the mask. I don't want you breathing. I want you to be wearing the mask. I said to him, "Could you please put the mask over your nose?" Ugh. And then I showed him around for 5 minutes. I was like, "I don't have a good feeling about this." He goes, "I have to call the boss. I can't do this." I said, "Okay, see yourself out. Thank you." So I've had 2 service people that have come to my house. Another person was a builder, come to my house, and I was under the impression that they were fine wearing masks. And then when they came, they had to go. You don't want that, because for me, I trust reviews. I write reviews. I teach people how to use reviews. I'm not going to leave a 1-star review for those businesses. I'm just not going to do business with them. But for you, you can't afford that. So
Right.
we want to set an expectation and deliver on it.
Okay. So I
Okay.
added that to add a COVID statement or how we're practicing.
Exactly.
Okay.
On your Squarespace site, you can actually put something right at the top. It's called an information bar. It's in one of the settings, and you can say, we, for all of our clients, we follow COVID guidelines. We wear masks, and only Ron does the work. Please contact us for more info. That way, it's front and center. And so I like what your daughter did. I love how you have the branding on those beautiful mugs. What she's doing, if I reload the site, it's called a parallax effect. So basically you're choosing an animation that comes with each of the different photos. So as I go down here, it kind of shows up. That's nice. We provide 15 years of home remodeling. Check out some of our recent work. Good. View gallery. Our services, browse services. Okay. And then we've got some reviews. Now, having those reviews written right now is fine. Bootstrapping is totally fine, especially in this economic climate. What I will say is there are tools that allow you to actually bring in brand new reviews that show up when you start getting them on Google or Facebook or around the web. Because the thing is here, who's Joe E? Is Joe E Audrey's cousin or brother? Is FG stand for favorite grandfather? Like, who are these people? So there's not a lot of legitimacy. Some people will read these and be like, oh, this is great. Some people need to see more, and they need to actually trace it back to the source of the review in order to really trust it, right?
Okay.
Transparency and credibility. What I'll do is, you're a part of the community. You'll get emails. We'll be talking about those tools and stuff, but something down the road once you start collecting your reviews.
Awesome.
Dare to love the home you live in. Love that line. Contact us. Great. So we're good on the homepage. Does that make sense?
Makes total sense.
Okay. The other thing that I'll tell you, of course, people, you want them to click on the contact button. If you also want to get a call, if you want someone to call Ron, the thing that you want to do with whenever you're doing the site, lead with whatever you want people to do. So in this case, if it's contact, make this a different color button. I see that it stands out from the background. It's more of a white where the background is like a little bit of a gray. Make it deliberate. So if we're going to change that button color, make it a green or an orange, a color that drives action, right?
Got it.
If you want people to call him, then say, call today, free same day estimates, or we'll set up a time today, call us, and have the number.
Okay.
Whatever you want people to do, have it right there, because if my toilet's leaking, I'm not going to scroll down and then learn more and then go to your gallery. I just want to know, how do I get in touch with this guy right away to fix my toilet? Right?
Yeah.
So put yourself in the consumer's shoes. Gallery, take a look at our image gallery to learn more about RightFix. Want more before and after, check our Facebook page. Okay, a couple things. First off, you've got the before and afters. I love those. Use these on Google My Business. You already have them created. Just put them in Canva and say what it was.
Okay.
What was done. Second, instead of past projects and instead of calling this gallery, instead we want to be like home improvement projects, right? Or home remodeling projects. So we want to be a little bit more deliberate with the words that we choose. And if we're pushing for home improvement, then we want to have home improvement show up around the site. And that would be in the titles. So let's go back to the homepage. I'm jumping around a little bit. Right here, you see up here how it says RightFix LLC.
Yep.
So that's because you haven't created a page title. So what it's doing is just using the business name. So instead, I would want to do, home improvement or handyman in Mundelein, Illinois, or best handyman services, or, reputable or safe or whatever it is. RightFix home improvement services, Mundelein, Illinois, or Chicagoland area, or whatever it is. Make that your page title instead of RightFix LLC. This right here is a missed opportunity. And a lot of people do this. They don't change the page titles of each page. So instead what happens is it defaults to the business name. It's not bad to have the business name, but it doesn't tell people what it is.
It doesn't. You're right.
No. And I'll show you in a second how that translates on Google search. I know we're going over time, but this is a really good case study for people. So I hope you don't mind.
No, not at all.
Okay. So gallery, same thing. We chose the word gallery, but then we're showing RightFix LLC. Now, what Squarespace does is it usually defaults that you choose the title of the page. In this case, it's just a basic gallery, and then it puts the business name afterwards. That's okay. But what we would want to do instead, again, home improvement gallery or home improvement projects should be the page title.
Got it.
Now, in the gallery too, this is great. Things that you could do with a gallery. Again, you're going to go through, re-edit all of these, add in what was done. I would also say that you can add a section down here and you can talk about how we offer kitchen remodeling or bathroom remodeling or basement remodeling, or we offer, basic plumbing or basic electrical or things like that. So in this gallery page, you want to add some content in so that when Google comes across this page, it's not just seeing past projects and then a whole bunch of images. It's seeing some text too, so it knows what's going on the site on this page.
Got it. Okay.
Okay, I'm giving you a huge list of to-dos.
You are. That's okay. I'm learning a little bit to be dangerous.
Good, good. So services provided, remodels, installations, punch list, restoration. Okay, so you have them all, which is fine. You have them all right here. I'm wondering if when we set it up, there were supposed to be images or something because there's so much space in between them.
Yep.
So we've got to fix that space again because the Maggies of the world will come on and say, oh, okay, they only do remodels, installations, punch lists. I don't know what that is. Sure. And restoration. They won't scroll down and see, oh, wow, plumbing, electrical, painting, carpentry, windows, doors, built-ins, tile work. So all of that, we want to get all of that up at the top. What you can do is you can say, hey, here are all the services we offer. And then down below, have each service a little bit, a tidbit, and a picture. Okay.
Got it.
What you can work towards is having Ron record videos for each of these, and then you make them their own pages. So when we're talking about remodeling work, hey guys, it's Ron here. Listen, I do bathrooms, garages, mudrooms, basements, she sheds, he sheds, kitchens, you name it, I've done it. I can do it for you too. Why don't we set up a call today? Click the button below.
Okay.
So get Batman doing his sales voice and have each one that he does, okay? Then we've got for the real estate professionals. So this is like buried down at the bottom of the page. Make it a new page, okay? So of course, home inspection reports, pre-listing updates and repairs. We should have like handyman services for realtors. That should be a page. And then it should have all of this. And again, a video of Ron. Hey, listen, I've worked with a lot of real estate agents. We've been in business 15 years. I know what needs to be done, whether it's a home inspection, whether it's a pre-listing worksheet that I go through and I check things. If you need little fixes done here and there or cosmetics, I'm the guy for you. I come in, I'm affordable, I'm efficient, and I'll get it done.
Okay.
Okay. Then about us. I should see that photo right at the front. So now you're seeing what I love the smile, everything else. He's approachable, right? So we want to see Ron. I love that we're talking about him a little bit more. The picture's good. Video's better. Video is key. When they say content is king, video is like the emperor. It's just like you've got to do it. So we want to be doing as much video as we can. My kids are tap dancing upstairs. And then what people are
saying. It's allowed. My dogs are barking. So, and I can't believe you can't hear them.
I can't hear them. Okay, good.
They're being semi-quiet.
So what people are saying again, great. These are fine. They're showing more. Anonymous. Get rid of the anonymous.
It's kind of weird. Okay.
It's weird.
I just looked at it like, ew, that's weird.
But it's more like we wrote this because we needed 3. So you don't want to give people any room for like creative thinking or imagining like, oh, are these people making this stuff up? We've got more testimonials. So we have a whole page of testimonials. I love that you did this. This is great. Okay. So that's fine. If you have anonymous client, take them out.
Okay.
Take them out. I know you have a few anonymous clients, or go back to them and say, could we just say your first name? If you know the client. A bunch of anonymous clients just says to me that's a bunch of fluff.
Yeah, I agree. I don't like it.
Yep. Okay. And then we've got your contact form. So contact us, free estimates. So let's put ourselves in the shoes of Maggie, the 55-year-old.
The text is really small.
Text is really small. And what is she supposed to do here? So
it doesn't give a call to action. It just has it there. Yep.
There's it. So if I'm Maggie, I'm going to say, do I click on this? Oh, what is this? Now I'm on what? I don't like Facebook. They know what I'm doing. Why do I want to be on Facebook? Send message, create a what? So that's what Maggie's going to do. We can't have that. So on contact us, great. This little spiel about project cost and everything written in advance. You could say, here's our process. Schedule a call now and let's pop in a contact form there. Or also have a box that says contact Ron for your quote. And it has his email and the phone number.
Okay.
Facebook, I would remove from the contact us page. We don't want them. Once we've got them, if we think about this process, this kind of the thought process that a consumer, a homeowner, or a renter has to go through in order to trust Ron enough to let him in the house. He or she has gone through, has seen the homepage, watched a video of him, looked at the gallery, seen the before and afters, read the services. Now they've come to this point where they say, okay, I want to contact. I'm going to make this commitment of contacting them to get more information. If we bring them to Facebook, then it's a whole nother ballgame. They're out of our environment. We've just taken everything and shaken it up and thrown it, right? Like shaking up a can of soda and throwing it and having it explode. So what we want to do is keep them on the site, have it right here, be big and beautiful. Hey, contact Ron today. Instead of contact us, contact Ron today. Here's the form. All I want to collect is your name, your email, your phone number, and the town you live in to make sure that we can actually serve you. That's it. So name, email, phone number, town you live in. Now, you could make one of those optional. You could make email optional. As a best practice, though, what I'd like to see Ron doing and what I'd like to see RightFix doing in the future is offering a newsletter. So that
it's on our list for 2021.
There you go. Good. Guess what? It's on our list to give you a whole lot of content in the community so that you know how to do that. So just wait. But I'd like to see you doing a newsletter, a monthly newsletter, if not every 2 weeks, where, now RightFix is in my inbox. Now I'm seeing Ron's face at the top, and Ron is telling me, here's how you can test a electrical plug, safely. You can get this tool. You can go buy this at online or at any hardware store, and you can see if there's current going through it. Here are little caps to pop into those plugs so that your kids don't touch them and electrocute themselves. So there's all these different things that Ron can do, all different aspects, from the young professional like me or the Maggie 55 plus, where he's providing content. It's all value-based. And then, hey, by the way, if you ever need anything, here's a list of our services. If you know someone that needs our services, please let them know. We're trying to grow our business, and word of mouth referrals really help. So constantly staying top of mind. And I'll tell you, that's where even now, if you're building up for 2021, at least be actively collecting everyone's email address when Ron goes out. So have a form and have him say, listen, I can send you an invoice. May I have your email? And by the way, we're starting a newsletter pretty soon. Can I put you on the list so that you can keep having home improvement tips and other things just in case you need them? I find I get a lot of questions. I want to answer them in your inbox.
Okay. So you'll be impressed. My older crowd, they love cards. So I belong to this multi-level marketing group where I send cards. So I did an Excel spreadsheet for my husband. Send out cards. Yes.
Yeah, of course.
So
give me your link. I'll join.
Okay. It's before or after photos if it's a project that deserves it. If it's just a plumbing reinstall, it doesn't. But we have one lady who gives us a lot of referrals. So every time we get one, I thank her. My husband thought it was crazy till he got a $10,000 kitchen referral. And I was like, see, my little $3.29 card was a great deal. So he was not too sure about it, but they love them.
Yeah. No, send out cards is impactful. I just, I had someone send me a card and 2 brownies. And my wife was like, oh, who sent that? I was like, oh, it's someone from this group.
Here,
she's like,
see, that's send out cards.
Yep. Oh, your dog? Love it.
I have, they're all over the place. I have them because, Mike, who joined me, he does his things like send me photos of your kids or sunset or whatever else. And you get them. And I keep feeling bad because I could make them myself. But during COVID, I've been using them for my mom. She gets one a week, a card, and she has them all on her credenza, like every card I've sent her since March.
I love that.
So
I might do that for my mom.
It's so awesome.
Sounds great.
Like this last one was quarantini. She thought that was funny. Then it was, there was one of, this is what happens when you wash your hands. And of course, then it goes looking like their old decrepit hands. The funny thing, that's what my mom has been complaining about. She's like, what happened to my hands during COVID? So there was a card about that. She thought it was great. So literally on her credenza, she has them all lined up. So it means something.
But it's great that you're already there thinking about that, because you're past people coming to the site or finding us online. You're at the point where you're thinking, how do we get the next sale? How do we get the next referral? Which is what I'm going to be training a lot of community members to do too. I heard this, I heard it from John Taffer. I don't know if you've ever watched the show Bar Rescue. Great show.
Oh, it's
But
awesome.
yeah. So John Taffer says, listen, you're not selling. He was on a podcast. He said, you're not selling for the first sale. You're selling for the second meal or the third meal or the fourth meal. The same thing. Your $10,000 job is probably going to lead into another $25,000 job when they look to redo their whole basement or something. Tom upstairs, I've been helping him build his brand, and he's been using a lot of Facebook, like group guerrilla marketing type stuff. He just got a call yesterday that he quoted. He's going tomorrow to remodel a bathroom. They called him in originally to do some doors, and then like, oh wait, you do bathrooms? Yeah, we need our bathroom redone. So he's doing like probably a 5K job or more. So that's where you're brilliant. You're already thinking about referrals and how to get it. Bring that one step further. And when you send out cards, now you could have a link saying, hey, can you go here to leave us a review?
Oh, I hadn't even thought about the reviews, but we hadn't set them up yet. Great idea. Oh, yes. Awesome.
So there's stuff coming down the line that I will be showing you, and we'll actually be showing you some cool things with Squarespace. There's some really cool things that people don't know how to do where you could actually set up like writefix.com/review us, and it would send them right to a review page, things like that. So we're going to be coming up with that and putting that out pretty soon. But those are the kinds of things, like if you sent that link in the card. So let's say you do whether it's $100 job or $1,000 job for me, and then I get that card, or if you want to beef me up for a review, pay for the brownie, send the brownie or something like that, or the candy. And then it's like, I have this candy. I have this card now. I'm going to leave a review. How could I not? Ron sent me a brownie. Like I would feel so guilty eating it and not reciprocating. So think about that now, how you can start incorporating the things you're using to get reviews. The other thing, just because reviews are so important in Ron's line of work in home services, go to your past clients, go to friends who Ron may have worked for. Even you can, if you ask family members, which you can, if he's done work for them, great. If he hasn't, they can provide a character review. So they can say distinctly in the review, Ron has not done work for me, but I am providing this review based on his character. Ron is a man of integrity. He follows through, all this kind of stuff. You can still collect those reviews because they're legitimate. They're about the guy that runs the business.
Perfect.
Okay.
I just started a list of people that we're going to hit up directly on those reviews. So
love it. Love it.
Great.
So we had a 30-minute session. It turned into an hour. But hopefully, was this helpful?
Oh my gosh, why is it every session I have with you, I come away with something? It's truly like I highlight them in yellow. I do. This is not exaggeratory. I mean, my first one with you, I didn't know about Google My Business. But remember, I come from corporate America. I didn't have to make sure we were set up on Google My Business or local SEO. I was a social media manager, and I had someone else do SEO and someone else do email marketing. So for me, ask me about Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter, and I can help you. But this stuff has been nothing but just well-rounding my digital marketing skills and making me more marketable on top of marketing my husband's business. So,
and let me ask you too, you mentioned something that really caught my eye and actually made my week when you emailed me. You said that once you started, you had set up Google My Business, and then you got business from it once you started it. So how did that work? What was the story there?
So there were two. I set up Google My Business right after our session because I had never done it before. And within 48 hours, 3 days, something like that, my husband got one call and it was 10K in business right away and he asked them, how did you hear about me? He goes, well, you found you on Google. And I was like, yes.
Oh my goodness.
So that was really exciting. I know.
That's awesome.
I had just set him up. And because of the business model he's doing now with COVID, that he doesn't have contractors, projects take longer. So what would be a bathroom model might be 2 weeks is now 4 because he does everything himself. He doesn't bring anyone in unless he truly has to. And right now he's doing that. Or he has a bidding on a basement one, but the people won't live there. And they have a big door that the contractors can come in and out. So he's going to, if he gets the bid, that one, give that to a subcontractor. But right now, everything he's doing because of COVID, he doesn't know what your after hours are doing, and he just doesn't trust anyone. So he's doing all the work himself. So
We
on
had a carpet
occasion,
guy. The
yep.
flooring guy did the same thing. He actually was about to install flooring for us because we had all this carpet with like cat dander in it. I'm allergic. So the guy was coming in and he had a guy that came in, started measuring and stuff. The next day he comes, no guy. And I said, where's your colleague? He goes, oh, when I dropped him off yesterday, there were 3 guys sitting on his porch that were ready to party. And he said, where are they from there? He's like, oh, all over the US. They come in and we party every weekend. And the guy's like, you're not coming to work with me. So I think one of the things, first, I really appreciated that the contractor was honest and candid with me and didn't bring that guy. But more so, this is where video is going to play a really impactful role for Ron in explaining, hey, lead times to finish a project are going to be longer. It's because I'm being meticulous. I'm putting a lot of detail into it. And usually I would have help. If I don't have help, it's going to take me double the time. So I just want you to understand that. The other thing that he can do is he can say another video like, hey, just so you know, I will have subcontractors joining me on this project. You could send these videos before he starts the job. So Ron could do a video. Hey, this is Ron with Right Fix. I wanted to tell you that I will have some people with me. They'll be wearing masks as well. They'll be wearing gloves. We'll be sure to socially distance with you. I've already spoken to them and made sure that they're following guidelines. So know that we have your best interests in mind when we come into your home.
Okay.
That's like, great. If I got that in a text message from Ron and it's like, just watch this video just before we start the project, I'd be like, this guy's amazing. I want him to fix everything. Right?
Yeah, it's really also good.
It's level of detail too. So if you're going to come in and you're going to fix my window, I need to make sure you're meticulous. So I'm really, really glad. Start doing more video. Give him a honey-do list of videos since he does punch lists for everything else. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for allowing me to record this for the community. I think a lot of people are going to get a lot of value out of it.
Oh, I hope so. I'm always willing to help. I'm always willing to help.
Thank you. And as you know, so am I. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you for coming to my events. And I am so freaking happy that you got stuff out of it already. That you
I can't even tell you. When we talk about hands-on learning, this is how I learn. And I can't even keep up with the social changes, and I'm not even involved in social as much as I used to be. But this was hands-on, easy, doable things. That's why I emailed Beck a honey-do list of what do I do next? Like I did this. So that is why this was so impactful. And my daughter now has a honey-do list for website changes. So this is really awesome.
Tell her I said you're welcome.
Thank you again, Bryan. And I can't wait to hear more about your home improvement project.
Of course. We'll talk to you soon. Have a good one. Stay well.
Thanks, you too. Bye.